I'm caught in a whirlwind of emotions, torn between you and someone else. The pain of not being able to choose is consuming me, and I'm desperately trying to find clarity in this chaotic storm. Every moment I spend with you feels like a beautiful dream, but the weight of my indecision drags me back into reality. I wish I could make this choice easier for both of us. My heart aches as I stand at this crossroads, unable to decide between the comfort of what I know and the uncertainty of what could be. This struggle is tearing me apart inside. I keep replaying every moment we've shared, wondering if I'm making a mistake by not fully committing to you. My heart is in conflict, and the agony of indecision is overwhelming. The decision between you and the other person feels like a heavy burden on my soul. I'm haunted by the fear of choosing wrong and losing the chance to have a future with you. I wish I could give you all the love you deserve, but this internal struggle is keeping me from making a choice. I hope you understand the depth of my conflict and the pain it brings. Every time I think about you, my heart tells me to stay, but my mind keeps wavering. The indecision is eating me alive, and I'm struggling to find a way forward. The internal battle I'm facing is tearing me apart. I see the potential of a future with you, yet I can't ignore the pull of the other person. It's an emotional tug of war that's draining me. I'm lost in a maze of emotions, unable to find my way out. The choice between you and the other person is consuming every ounce of my energy, and I'm drowning in uncertainty. The more I think about it, the more I realize how deeply I'm hurting both you and myself. My inability to make a decision is causing pain that I never intended. It feels like I'm living in a constant state of confusion. My heart aches to be with you, yet my mind keeps drifting to the other person. This internal conflict is tearing me apart. Every day is a struggle as I try to navigate through this emotional storm. The choice between you and the other person is overwhelming, and I'm desperately seeking clarity. The thought of losing either you or the other person is unbearable. My heart is heavy with the weight of this decision, and I'm paralyzed by fear and doubt. I know that my indecision is hurting you, but please understand that I'm trapped in a cycle of confusion. My heart and mind are at war, and it's tearing me apart. The conflict within me is so intense that it feels like I'm being torn in two. I want to choose you, but the fear of making the wrong decision is overwhelming my ability to act. I'm stuck in a cycle of self-doubt and regret, unable to fully commit to either you or the other person. This emotional struggle is consuming me, and I wish I could find peace. It's heartbreaking to see you suffering because of my indecision. I'm caught between two worlds, and the internal conflict is causing me more pain than I ever imagined. The constant back and forth in my mind is exhausting. I want to be with you, but my unresolved feelings for the other person are making it impossible for me to fully commit. I'm deeply conflicted and struggling to find a solution. The choice between you and the other person is causing me more pain than I ever thought possible. The weight of my indecision is crushing me. I see the love and potential with you, but the other person still holds a part of my heart, making this choice agonizingly difficult. Every time I think I've made up my mind, the doubts and fears creep back in. The emotional turmoil of choosing between you and the other person is taking a toll on me. I'm drowning in a sea of confusion, unable to see a clear path forward. My heart is torn between two people, and it's causing me more anguish than I ever imagined. I wish I could explain the depth of my internal struggle. The choice between you and the other person is making me question everything I thought I knew about love and commitment. The agony of this decision is eating me alive. I can't escape the feeling that I'm letting you down, even though my heart is torn in two directions. I'm haunted by the thought of choosing wrongly and causing pain to both you and the other person. The conflict inside me is relentless, and I'm struggling to find a resolution. The indecision is tearing me apart, leaving me emotionally exhausted. I want to be with you, but the pull of the other person is creating an emotional battleground within me. I'm trapped in a cycle of conflicting emotions, unable to choose between you and the other person. The pain of indecision is overwhelming, and I'm lost in this emotional chaos. My heart is caught in a struggle between what I know is right and what I'm afraid to let go of. The choice between you and the other person is consuming every part of me. I'm sorry for the hurt my indecision is causing you. The conflict within me is so intense that it's making it nearly impossible for me to find a clear path forward. Every day feels like a battle between my heart and my mind. The decision between you and the other person is creating a storm inside me that I can't seem to escape. I'm overwhelmed by the emotional conflict of choosing between you and the other person. This indecision is causing more pain than I ever thought possible, and I'm struggling to cope. The internal struggle is breaking me down. I see the love and happiness with you, yet I can't ignore the lingering feelings for the other person. This choice is tearing me apart. The emotional turmoil I'm experiencing is unimaginable. I want to be with you, but the fear of making the wrong choice is holding me back and causing me immense pain. I'm constantly battling with myself, trying to figure out what's best for both you and me. The conflict of choosing between you and the other person is making it difficult to think clearly. I know that my indecision is causing you pain, and I deeply regret that. The struggle between my feelings for you and the other person is a torment I wish I could escape. Every decision I make feels like a step further into the unknown. The emotional conflict of choosing between you and the other person is creating a storm of uncertainty in my life. I'm trapped in a cycle of doubt and confusion. The choice between you and the other person is consuming my thoughts and emotions, and I'm struggling to find a resolution. The agony of this decision is taking its toll on me. I want to choose you, but the lingering feelings for the other person are creating a constant battle within my heart. I'm caught in a web of emotional conflict, unable to make a clear decision. The pain of choosing between you and the other person is overwhelming, and I'm lost in this struggle. My heart is heavy with the burden of indecision. The choice between you and the other person is causing me more pain than I ever imagined, and I'm searching for a way to resolve this. I wish I could make this decision without causing you pain. The internal conflict of choosing between you and the other person is tearing me apart, and I'm struggling to find clarity. The emotional struggle of deciding between you and the other person is consuming my every thought. I'm lost in this whirlwind of conflict, unable to find a clear path forward. I'm deeply conflicted and wish I could see things more clearly. The choice between you and the other person is causing me emotional agony, and I'm struggling to cope with the pain. The constant battle within me is draining every ounce of energy. I want to choose you, but the unresolved feelings for the other person are creating an emotional storm inside me. I'm struggling to make a decision that will not only impact my life, but also yours. The conflict between my feelings for you and the other person is causing me immense pain. Every time I think I've made a decision, doubts creep in, and I'm left questioning everything. The emotional struggle of choosing between you and the other person is taking a toll on me. The weight of this decision is unbearable. I want to be with you, but the emotional conflict of choosing between you and the other person is consuming me, and I'm at my breaking point. I'm trapped in a cycle of indecision, unable to fully commit to either you or the other person. The emotional turmoil is overwhelming, and I'm struggling to find a way out. The conflict inside me is relentless and painful. I see the potential for a future with you, yet I'm haunted by the fear of making the wrong choice with the other person. I'm deeply sorry for the hurt my indecision is causing. The struggle between my feelings for you and the other person is tearing me apart, and I'm desperate for a resolution. I'm caught in a relentless struggle, unable to make a decision that feels right. The emotional conflict of choosing between you and the other person is consuming every part of me. My heart aches with the weight of this decision. I want to be with you, but the lingering doubts about the other person are causing me endless pain and confusion. The struggle within me is a constant battle between my heart's desires and my mind's fears. I'm torn between you and the other person, and it's creating a storm of anguish. I wish I could make this decision without causing you pain. My inability to choose between you and the other person is leaving me emotionally drained and lost. Every choice I make feels like a step further into uncertainty. The emotional conflict of deciding between you and the other person is overwhelming me and making it hard to think clearly.